Full force as the lower 48 again in the crosshairs. It's been a really active weather pattern. We appreciate you joining us here on Weather Underground. I'm Mike Bettis.
I'm Alex Wilson. We're always joined by our expert, Dr. Nab. We've said it's a tough day for you. We hope you're doing okay, but a lot of people don't like the cold, and unfortunately, it has invaded the places that they've gone to avoid it.
Well, like I was just telling you guys, my strategy is to spend as little time outside as possible while it's cold like this. You know, I've learned from my Midwestern family members. They say, "Oh, I love the change of seasons." I say, "Well, what do you do in winter?" I say, "Well, I spend most of my time inside."
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
TVs and couches and fireplaces, they're great things.
They are. They
were
really are.
Important inventions. We've got some big stories for you. Of course, the cold, one of those, and what goes along with the cold. Also, we've got lake effect snow, big time lake effect snow coming off of Erie on Ontario.
And there's some sneaky snows coming the next 2 nights in Chicagoland, for example. So there's a lot of places that will still get some, disruptive weather on the roads.
It seems like every storm is coming about every 2 days.
Yep.
So we've had 5 named storms in 11 days.
Yeah. No rest for the weary. It is one after another after another. So we'll also get into, are we ever going to see a pattern change? But, you know, we waited, over 2 years to get an inch of snow in places like Philly and D.C. and
might get
New
it
York.
twice in a week.
And we might get it twice in a week.
And then you get the coldest air of the season this weekend in the Northeast.
Everybody went, whoa, it's cold now.
Yeah.
Coldest snow of the coldest snow of the season. That would be something.
Yeah,
the coldest air.
like for New York City, they haven't been as cold as they're going to get this weekend, even though places farther west have already had it.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, yeah, there is.
And by the way, there is more lake effect snow coming down pretty hard for you today. Buffalo and Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls, you can't even see the falls.
No.
It is snowing so hard today.
That's kind of cool. Obviously, nobody's out in it, but I mean,
And that band just keeps moving north, south, north, south. So you get a break, and then it comes back from the other direction.
Everyone gets sprayed by it here, north and south of Buffalo.
Totally. The lake effect snow machine cranking in western New York. Minus 30 earlier in the week or over the weekend. So, again, some positive changes have come our way. 6 below is what your feels like temperature is in Madison. It's 4 below in Minneapolis. 11 the feels like temperature for Omaha. Remember, Omaha was between minus 30 and minus 40. So, yeah, changes for sure. Forecast highs today in the teens and 20s for most. Duluth, you'll top out around 4. We've got 20 in Buffalo, 37 for St. Louis, 31 in Kansas City. But forecast lows tomorrow morning, sub-zero in a few spots. Right at 0 for Sioux Falls, 15 in Detroit and Buffalo, 26 in St. Louis. We'll add 10 to that. And then highs tomorrow back into the teens and 30s. A few 20s in there. Pittsburgh at 29, 25 for Detroit. We got 31 in KC. So almost to the freezing mark, which is not quite there. That dip in the jet stream is lifting off to the north and east. So again, that has allowed the cold to moderate a bit. It hasn't been quite as cold. But late week, look what happens. Here comes another reinforcing shot. So temperatures get colder again for parts of the central U.S. Highs on Friday, a lot of single digits. 6 in Omaha, 8 in Madison, 5 in Sioux Falls, 3 in Bismarck. Your forecast highs on Saturday. 0 for Sioux Falls. 1 measly degree there in Omaha, Nebraska. 9 the high on Saturday in Kansas City. So yet another weekend with some extreme cold. And when we look at Saturday morning low temperatures where we could be looking at some records, you can see we've got records likely for Sioux City, for Hastings, for Lincoln, Nebraska, for Grand Island, Nebraska. Kansas City, I think you're going to be awfully close. So those lows on Saturday morning are going to be well below 0 in a lot of spots. And again, you saw those highs barely make it to 0 in some areas. Wind chill forecast. We'll up the ante on our cold, right? Saturday morning, look at these numbers. 21 below for Des Moines, 29 below in Sioux Falls. Feels like 12 below in Minneapolis. You're very happy to have those tunnels between the buildings. Even 1 degree below 0, the feels like temperature in Wichita. So, Mike, we've done it before. We've got to do it again this January.
Those numbers are pretty rough.
Well, at least if you bought one, you get to use it, right? If it's old and you're like, I'm so over clearing snow, you're not happy. Want to take advantage of the sunshine while you can in Arlington, Virginia. Of course, clear skies now. Our virtual view nice and quiet at the memorials, but that'll give way to cloud cover tomorrow. And we'll be watching for some snow showers as we move into the end of the week. So it's not rain this time. Nope. It is snow. Just like what we saw for the start of the week, we're going to see those chances again for the end of the week. So Washington, D.C., forecast looks like this. Snow showers Thursday night, Friday, snowy end to the week. So keep that in mind for travel to and from the office. Of course, school could be affected by Friday night. Snow comes to an end. Clouds are also clearing out. So by the time we get into the weekend, different. It'll just be cold, but the snow is going to be a Friday deal. Here's 6 o'clock in the morning. You can see that light snow coming down. More moderate snow as we move into the late morning, early afternoon hours. But again, this is not, the biggest storm you've ever seen. We're not dealing with a significant snowmaker, but more of a nuisance snowmaker. Still, those 1 to 3 inch totals, we know what they do on the roads. Lots of fender benders. So watching for that in D.C., in Baltimore, in Philly, in New York. It is those minor accumulations, 1 to 3 inches that we're again expecting. Areas east of Pittsburgh, I think 3 to 5 inches possible for you, up into sections of western and central New York. Also down through a lot of West Virginia, Huntington. You guys could see 3 to 5 inch totals. And then, of course, as we get into the mountains, the European model says that's where the higher totals would be. USGFS model, very similar, 1 to 3 inches from D.C. up to New York. This extends the 1 to 3 inch totals up to the Boston area as well. Western New York, central New York, some 5 to 8 inch amounts. And then, of course, the mountains of West Virginia, they'll be the biggest winners when it comes to the snowfall. Here's the way it all plays out. We've got the lake effect in the meantime. You can see quick shots of snow coming in on Thursday, but the bulk of the snow arrives on Friday. Again, morning commute through the afternoon commute. So it's going to be, both drives an issue for places like Philly and D.C. by the evening winding down. But the mountains of West Virginia, southwest PA into western Maryland might keep the snow showers going into Saturday morning.
All right, Alex, thank you for that.
Listen, he's Mike Bettis, Dr. Nab in the house as well. We got plenty of lake effect to talk about. We're dishing it up. Well, we are not. The lakes are.
So it's been interesting because it's been snowing, for like 4 days around
Forever,
Buffalo.
honestly.
Like off and on. It's kind of the line goes back and forth. It's kind of like a little windshield wiper. It goes back and forth, but it may not stop for another, 2?
Yeah, you were off
Maybe
the other day.
longer?
Me and Nab decided that it's like, that game that you play at the fair where you move the little water stream.
Yes.
That's what
That's
lake
what it's
effect
doing.
snow is like. It's like the
100%.
wind direction's like,
Yes.
wee, wee, but there is no bullseye. Everybody's the bullseye.
Yes. Very
Everybody
true.
wins.
But it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of
after a
work.
while, you're just like, I just want a day. Just give me a day break.
They're like, could I not clear my driveway today, please?
Wouldn't that be nice? Sometimes you're not clearing just once, like 2, 3 times to stay ahead of it.
It is winter, and we haven't had the cold really in the previous months to help those lakes freeze over, so we're keeping things going. Now the cold is here now. Tomorrow morning we've got 132 million people with temps at or below 20. 84 million people below 20 Friday morning, but then we up the ante in a huge way Saturday morning. 184 million people below 20 degrees. So we get a little reprieve and then 1-2 punch. It's coming back, that cold air. Right now, temperatures are in the 20s in Kansas City and in Indianapolis. We've got 19 in Omaha, 14 Chicago, 15 in Buffalo. Temps in the 30s in places like New Orleans and Atlanta, and the wind chill makes it feel even colder. It feels sub-freezing in both Jackson and New Orleans. Atlanta feels like the mid-20s. It feels like the single digits in Indianapolis and in Nashville and in Kansas City. Feels like 4 below in Buffalo. But look at tomorrow morning, another cold start to the day. A lot of teens and 20s out there.